I don't like to say Pedro. Can I just say Pedro?
Can we say pedo?
Sure.
And here is Pedro con su pedo, haciendo pedo,
Todo
aquí
pedo.
con el pedo. Simón.
Todo
I
pedo.
can't. That's hella funny.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of ESPOOKYS Talk. That's right, guys. Your favorite podcast is back again. And today, not only, I'm Arturo, by the way, everyone. Not only am I here with the absolute brujahiest of all brujas, Eva.
Hey, everybody. I really hope you're surviving from Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde. We still have a long way to go till April 12th. Make sure your technology is shut down.
Don't bring up
when
technology.
you go to bed.
If Google goes down, it's over.
We got to give it its best chance, though. Like our cell phones are technology. Turn it off at night. Reset it. Don't use it as an alarm clock. Use an actual alarm clock. Trust me. You'll thank me later.
Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I almost had forgotten that it's going to be lasting through April 12th.
April 12th.
Well, there you go.
And then you'll all send me lovely messages.
Lovely
comments,
messages, guys.
Happy birthday
Send
on April 15th.
Yeah.
Feel free to send me the song.
Happy birthday from all of us to you. If it was my birthday, we'd celebrate it too. Hey.
I will be skydiving, but when I land, I'll read all of them.
Oh, we're all praying for a soft landing.
Oh,
So
a safe landing. I'll settle for a safe landing. It could be a little rough.
So not only are we all here around the old table, but we have someone special here, dude. Today, we have Albert.
Hey, guys.
Welcome, Albert.
Thank you.
It's
Happy
really
to be
funny.
here.
Yeah, it's good. We're happy to have you, man. We were sitting there talking just the other day, Eva, with Albert, and
What are we talking about?
well, no, we were talking.
Remind me, because I forget everything.
Well, Albert and I were talking the other day, and he had some experiences that just absolutely blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. Like I thought that listening to you and hearing some of your stories was incredible, right? But the fact that he has multiple encounters and things just tripped me up.
Isn't it amazing, though?
I mean, you guys are magnets. Like I'm one of those dudes that like things happen every once in a while and I don't know really what's going on. You know what I mean? I'm super confused all the time wandering through this world.
Right.
But you guys, man, you guys have like these in-depth experiences. My stuff, I kind of trip me out, but man, and we're going to share today.
I guess you have to think about it this way. Like if life is like a forest that's super dark, right? And you have like this itty bitty flashlight in which path you want to go. Like Albert and I, since we do have a similar don, it's like our flashlight shines a little brighter. So things are attracted to it because we're opening that possibility. Does that make sense? Like if you really wanted to and put your fear aside, you could be part of the club too.
I don't know, man. I don't have a flashlight. I have one of those little glow sticks. So
like a little rave.
You know, I mean, every once in a while I get to see a little something, and I'm like, ooh, what just happened? Like, what just happened? I know it's there. And I know that from my family and from talking to everybody, I kind of understand that I do have some attraction, but nothing like you guys.
Okay,
Right.
well, maybe the next time that you see something, instead of questioning it, you embrace it and say, can I see it again?
Wow.
Yeah. It's a blessing and a curse, but mostly a blessing.
I hear you, man. I mean, I agree. I agree because some things that happen to me, I'm telling you guys, like it's nothing like you guys. But when it happens, like I said, it's confusing, it's exciting, it's different, and then I feel connected to something bigger than me.
Right.
You know? So it just trips me out. I'm so in awe by you guys. This is going to be great.
I'm just happy to hear that it's more common than we think. It's just unspoken about.
We hear from some people. And by the way, guys, if you guys want to send something in to talk to us, I'm telling you, feel free. We have an email address at spookystalk@gmail.com, ESPOOKYS TALK. at Gmail, or you can right there in our bio. There's a link right there in our bio where you can actually send a message to us. We will respond.
Yeah. The only person using it right now is Tony. Shout out to Tony, #1 fan.
Tony. Oh, David, you dropped from number 1. You dropped from number 1, and now I think you're like number 3.
Oh.
You gotta get back on that horse, bro. What's up? I'm calling you in 20 minutes. You better be there.
At the end of this podcast.
When I finish.
Well, I personally want to thank you guys for inviting me to the show.
Hey,
of course.
Actually, it's been an eye opener for me, and you guys have created a show where we can come and share our stories and not be judged and be understood. So
absolutely.
That's awesome.
Hey, those are the vibes.
Those are the vibes. And you know what's really kind of a trip is since we started this, I talk to everybody. I don't care. I am
everybody.
Everybody.
If you are ever lonely and you want to talk to somebody, hit up Arturo. He's got you.
Hit me up, man. I will talk. But everyone has a story. Everything's connected. And I didn't realize how connected we all were until I started talking to people about just the most random. They're like, oh, you have a podcast? Yeah, let me tell you about it. And next thing you know, like, dude, just the other day, this happened to me. Because I think you're right, Eva, when you tell us that everyone has the dawn. Everyone has the ability to do something. And some people, I think, kind of hide their light a little bit, like my buddy's wife over there who has experiences all the time. And she's always telling me that she's trying to, it scares her. So she tries to get away from it. But then my tia, it scares her too, but she kind of embraces it and it goes on. I don't know, guys. It's just, it trips me out.
You are the creator of your own reality. Wow. What would you like to experience? It's all about mindset.
Well, let me tell you where my mind is set.
Hopefully mind over matter.
Yeah, that too.
Yes.
We're ready. I'm ready.
All right. I want to dive in because I'm so excited and interested to hear Albert's story again. Like, I heard it once already, guys, and it blew me away. Just nuts. And what I'm ready for is to actually, for you guys to feel what I felt. Because it's awesome. It's crazy. It's different. I don't know. It's everything. Everything is everything.
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, hit it up.
So I have plenty of encounters, but this one kind of particular about a road. Today's topic is haunted roads, right?
Haunted roads, haunted highways.
Haunted highways. And I worked in the Bay Area for a while, and I commute from the Bay Area to the Central Valley. And a lot of times, getting out late at night, about 10 or 11, you'd have to drive from the Bay Area to the Central Valley. And in driving that way, as many commuters know and understand, you had to take a piece of a highway called 132. Highway 132 is actually pretty dark, lonely sometimes in the middle of the night, and it can get pretty sketchy. One way, each way, and that's all you get, no shoulder. So one night I was driving home, and it's about a little bit past midnight, and speeding like everybody else does on that road. And ahead of me, I was driving a big dually truck, and I see on the road, on the floor, I see what I thought was a pallet. The pallet was on the floor, probably like a quarter mile I could see far ahead. And I slowed down. I slowed down for the pallet because I didn't want to hit it. As I got close, I got probably like 30 yards away from it. And I could see that it wasn't a pallet. I could see a young lady on the floor.
Oh, wow.
Sitting, and her legs tucked in. She was wearing a white dress, which was kind of raggedy. And as my headlights were pointing in her direction as she's on the floor, with her left hand, she's blocking the lights from my headlights. She's blocking her face. I can't see her face. I can see she has long black hair. First thought, her other hand was actually holding her up from the ground, kind of keeping her stable. I was like, you know what, somebody just threw her out the car, or she's a victim of something, or something's going down. So I go to grab my flashlight, which I kept in the center. I grab my phone to call for help. And as I exit the truck, less than a second, I turn away from the girl that was on the floor, and I go to step out, and she's gone. She's not there anymore. She wasn't on the floor. She was completely gone. So I grab my flashlight and look around, make sure she didn't go underneath my truck or ran away, or even thought for a second that maybe it was a setup, somebody's going to steal my car or something, because you just never know.
You never know.
And knowing what I know and seeing what I've seen, second thing that came to mind is that this was actually an apparition. It was actually probably a ghost.
Wow.
So I sat in the car for a second, regrouped, and I was going to stop at the next gas station to ask, like, did you guys see anybody? Did you see anything? As I was calling for help. But I knew that in calling in, they weren't going to do anything about it. So when I got to the gas station, there was a restaurant before the gas station. The restaurant was closed. Then I got to the gas station. I pulled off and started doing some research and contacted a couple friends of mine. And the story goes that there is a young lady that travels that route, walks that route, and many people have seen her. So this time it was my turn to see her and encounter her. For some reason, she didn't talk to me. She didn't say anything to me. She just was in front of me. And just as fast as she came up, she disappeared.
Wow.
See, but I believe that when you see an apparition of a spirit, it's for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So up ahead, who knows what lied, right? And on these roads, as you mentioned, because it's a commuter route, something could have happened. And so maybe she was there to protect you.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, like that delay is probably for a good cause. At least that's what I'm feeling from hearing your story.
Yes, and that's what I would like to believe too, that was the case. And that road is, it used to be an old, up our head before the river,
Yeah.
it used to be an old reservation cemetery. So I've actually had encounters to where people go fishing in that river, and they actually uncover skeletons and stuff. And they call the coroner picks them up or whatnot. But it was an old cemetery. So, yeah, you're right. Could have been something that they prevented me from danger.
Right, 100%.
That's incredible. That's just nuts. I myself have traveled many of the same roads that you're talking about, because you're talking about the Central Valley, and I grew up in Lodi, California, and have driven through to Modesto. I worked in Valley Springs, and gone over to Oakdale, and all those little back roads. And it's true, there's a different feel. There's a different vibe. And I've gone past those little cemeteries, and I've gone past all those things. And I haven't seen anything, but I have definitely felt different. And I used to get these little things driving. You know how you guys always I use my peripherals a lot when I drive,
Yeah,
and
as you should.
See some random things. I've seen random things standing there that I would stop and turn, and they're not there anymore. Now, did I really see it? Is it in my head? You never know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did.
Yes.
I mean, exactly.
Yes.
It's just, we've been told that, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
But so if you're in the middle of the woods, not in a car,
Oh my goodness.
you did not see anything, go the other way.
And if something good, run.
Yes.
Just run.
Trust your instincts. Like, in this case, you were driving, so you're like, oh, yeah.
So out by Tracy, California, there's a little town called Byron. And Byron
Highway?
well, that's what it's named after.
Yeah.
So Byron, they had a little place, there's a road, and they used to call it the Gate to Hell.
Why is that?
Well, there's this road, and it has these gates. And the gates themselves is to stop you from going to, I believe, Byron Hot Springs, which is used to be an old-timey place where people hung out, and then it turned in, I forget what year, it turned into like a little, I don't want to call it an insane asylum, but like a place to house some people and things like that.
Like, people used to hang out there like a saloon?
Did you just say saloon?
You said old-timey hangout spot. I'm thinking like little swinging doors. Cowboys rolling up in their horse. Like, let me put my horse away. Hold on.
Oh, man. I was thinking more like the 20s and 30s, little flappers, that kind of a place to hang out.
Oh, so like an undercover place. Got you.
And they turned it into, like I say, like a hospital, a spot for people that had some mental disabilities and things like that people back then didn't understand.
Right.
So people go there and try to break in, and because it's haunted and et cetera, and try to do their thing. But those gates they say as you get close to that gate that you have to kind of cross over, that there's a lot of activity that happens right there.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, think about all the trauma the poor patients endured. Like, that's going to stay with you.
So when you were in the bathroom, yeah, everyone, she was in the bathroom.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Albert and I were talking about the fact that he has a little keychain right now in his possession of Preston Castle.
What?
And the Preston Castle basically is just, it's got to be one of the most haunted places I've ever been.
Okay, now I have to go.
I'm telling
that's a sign from the universe.
The universe is telling you that I'm telling you, and Albert's telling you that that's a spot when you talk about trauma as a boys' reformatory and things like that. You can't get more traumatic than having a group setting where people are basically torturing or exploiting, these kids.
Right.
I had some weird experiences there. I've been there several times, and I'm sure I've told you guys about my experiences in previous episodes. So am I going to tell you again? Absolutely not. Go back, listen. But anyways, I've had some really experiences where I actually felt like almost like they were attempting to communicate. Like the crunching of leaves and stuff, of things walking behind you when there's nobody there in the middle of the day. The things where we were inside of the Preston Castle in the middle of the night, and we had some paranormal investigators there that had set up some of those little like cat toys and things that they. So they were it was intelligent communication. They were asking for them to light things up, and I walked into a cold, like cloud of coldness, and then right next to my foot, the little cat toy blinked. What he said. It was deep.
What was the thought that crossed your mind when that happened?
I was thinking, I don't even know what I was thinking. I was so confused with the whole act of them speaking to a spirit and having them re-communicate. It was my first experience in which they were asking for something like that to happen. And then in my presence, it happened. I've seen it on TV. I've seen all those things, but to experience it there and to feel the coldness and to know that the present, you feel differently. It was intense. You, my friend, would trip out. You'd geek out there. You would love it. And the building's aesthetically just beautiful.
Really?
It's old and castle-like, you know what I'm saying? But it's gorgeous. It's hard to believe the type of trauma that actually happened there.
See, now I'm ready to go. See, before I wasn't ready, but now that I've learned how to help spirits cross over, I'm more than happy to. Which that's a whole other new skill set I didn't have before.
Wow. Well, on the road to, and that's in Ione, which is in Amador County, California. But everything happens out there in the country. I'm telling you guys, the craziest things happen in the country. I've heard, I haven't experienced, but over by Lake Comanche, which is out between Wallace and Valley Springs in California, that there's been some tragedies that happen on the lake, and there's images and apparitions of people on the lake. All that area was all Native American land. There's just so much that goes on out there.
Have you guys heard of the black dog story?
No. Enlighten us.
So it was Labor Day weekend last year. Labor Day, it was last year. And I was taking one of those small roads you're talking about from Oakdale to Modesto.
Yes.
And I believe I was on the limit of time, and I was going about 60 miles an hour, one of the small streets, which I shouldn't have gone so fast to get it. So ahead of me, I see a black dog, a black image of a dog, and crossing right in front of me. And I'm a dog lover. I love dogs. I had a dog for a very long time. And so it was an old black dog, raggedy old black dog. And I could see his eyes glowing almost like orange because of my lights.
Right.
So the dog's walking slow. I slowed way down and allowed the dog to cross the street, the road. And so I made sure the dog went out to the other side and then went on my way. I didn't speed up again. I was slowing down. And as I proceeded to go forward, about maybe 25 to 40 yards ahead of me, there was an aqueduct that's right there.
Yeah.
And there were several crosses there.
Oh, buddy.
So for sure, for positive, that dog saved my life.
Wow.
And again, I researched it, and it's a thing.
The black dog?
The black dog, it's a thing. So truckers will see the black dog when they're getting tired or they're going too fast.
Yes.
Yes. So then they'll see the black dog ahead of them, and to help them, warn them of dangers coming up ahead.
That's so interesting that you bring that up, Albert, because think about the three-headed dog, Cyprus, that's depicted in so many mythologies, and how that's the protector of the underworld. So it's like a sign from death itself as a warning that it's not quite your time.
Right.
That's definitely what crossed my mind.
Right. And I went back to that road to look for that dog, just to maybe even thank the owner that the dog was loose in the middle of the night.
Wow.
Yeah.
I couldn't find the dog anymore. And there's the nearest house from there is probably a quarter mile.
Yeah, I mean, even in Latino heritage, like, we have dogs that help cross people over during the event of Day of the Dead.
That's right.
The, oh my goodness, what are they called? They're colorful. They're like all over in Mexico.
Alebrijes?
Thank you. Yes, it's usually a dog that is represented the most over the many animals.
They do have a lot of animals, whether they're dragons, lizards, other mystical creatures that, that are supposed to help guide the spirits of our ancestors and things like that on their journey.
Right.
I can only imagine that, I've been told that they can send their spirit animal, call it, right, to help with their own, like, families.
Right.
Their ancestors, right? So, I mean, maybe you have someone out there looking out for you.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. There are so many different things about haunted highways and crazy things. I tell you, Lori and I, Lori's my wife, everyone. Lori and I, we travel quite a bit, and we go everywhere. We take our travel trailer, we just hit the open highway. I've gone all the way to, I live in California, obviously, everyone, and I've gone all the way out to like New Mexico and back, things like that. One of the things that Lori really, really kind of likes are things like cemeteries and different things. We have very similar likes.
Yeah.
We once went to a place, guys, in California. I think it was near Pasadena somewhere. And we went to a place that was a gravity hill. Do you guys know what a gravity hill is?
I do not.
A gravity hill, there are several places where they say that you can like take your car, you stop at the bottom of a hill, not a crazy grade, but a hill nonetheless. You throw your car in neutral, and by you requesting the help of the spirits and things like that, your car will slowly start to rise and go up the hill.
Whoa.
Like a free car lift? Like a
car
ghost push?
lift. Like a ghost push.
Yes. Like the train tracks. The car and the train tracks. And you put your car in neutral on the train tracks. I don't know where exactly it's at, but you'll probably YouTube it and find it, where people have gone over there and put their cars in the train tracks. And I guess the story goes that on the train tracks there was a bus, a bunch of kids have passed away because the train hit it.
Oh.
So,
man.
Yeah, so people have gone back to that area and left their cars in neutral and put powder in the rear bumper or the front bumper, depends where they're at.
Yes.
I have seen that video.
Yes, and they've actually seen the car be pushed off the train tracks. And they go back and check the powder, and there's the little hands.
How beautiful is it that those spirits want to make sure nobody ever has the same outcome?
Right.
That's crazy.
Man, if I ever visit that place, though, I'd like to help those spirits cross over.
Yes.
Poor things.
This particular gravity hill that I'm talking about is very, very similar because it says that it was like a busload of children.
Oh, maybe it's the same place.
Right? And that their little handprints are sometimes said to be seen on the windows, the trunk lids, the bumpers. It's insane.
Yeah, maybe it's the same place.
It might be. It might be.
Wow.
I know.
I mean, it's like so nice to hear spirits doing good things, because we tend to hear the bad ones, right? Those are the ones that tend to have the headlines.
True.
So with that being said, I have a story very similar to Albert's story. So now I feel like a copycat. But just like Albert, I too commuted a lot to San Jose from where I grew up in Los Baños on Highway 152, which is super windy. The winds can shake your car, which is why you have to be very mindful of your speed and the curves, and just be a safe driver, please. Many incidents have happened, and that's one claim that they say why the highway is haunted. But one thing in particular is that I always felt a presence, especially coming from Los Baños towards San Jose, towards that last hill, right before you see the really big, what they call Lover's Peak, that last curve, right? And what's interesting is that many truckers have reported and have told me, because my dad's a trucker too, that they've seen a lady in her 20s, early 20s, same long black hair and like a sundress that's white.
Yes.
So I think it's very interesting that we have that in common, right? But she'll just randomly appear in the back seat of your car.
No.
Yes.
No.
Just randomly. And it's usually when you're driving alone and it's late at night and it's like forecast. Like it's cloudy or starting to get foggy.
Yes.
So it tends to be during autumn or winter months, or like on those really weird rainy days in the summertime. But it's always super late at night. And truckers have been thankful because they're usually like falling asleep, or they weren't paying attention to the road. And so like seeing her saved them, because they say that they see her in the rear view mirror. Right? And so what's interesting about this Pacheco Pass is that we have Pacheco State Park, right? And you'll see a sign that says Dinosaur Point. And at Dinosaur Point, there's been many apparitions. And I think that's more due to car accidents. Back in the day, cars would try to cross over the multiple lanes leaving Dinosaur Point. So I think that has been a big issue. But there's this heaviness. But a lot of the youth, while I was growing up in the small town of Los Baños, has been that, bodies were thrown into the river, and fishermen will find them, and then, they gotta call for somebody to come grab them. And then they have identified them, and many cases are being solved. But also the wind is so dangerous when you're fishing on a full moon that boats will get sucked into the waves. Whoa. And so a lot of fishermen have also got seriously injured or have gone missing. So just be careful. Please tell somebody where you're going.
Take a buddy, guys. Use the buddy system.
Send your loved ones your location.
Oh man, guys. There's so many. We could talk about haunted highways and roads for forever. Because all over the entire United States, not even globally, but over the United States, every state, everybody has experiences. And like I was talking before, the fact that they're all similar really trips me out.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, multiple men have mentioned that they've seen this woman.
That's crazy.
I wonder if it correlates with the story of the lovers that couldn't be together, so they jumped off of that peak.
Man.
Things to wonder about. Somebody leave me a comment if you find an answer.
Hey guys, if you, I know, just speaking with Albert and speaking with you, Eva, and everyone else, everyone has a story. And if you have a story of desolate highways and haunted highways and things that you've seen that you just can't be explained, you got to let us know.
Yeah, we could do a part 2.
Part 2, guys. We'll have Albert back.
Yes.
I made ceviche tonight, guys, and it was bomb. And I'm sure
really good. Thank you.
That. You're welcome. And then next time, I think we can make something a little different.
If you know Arturo, you know his ceviche is bomb. That's how he makes friends.
That's it. I really don't have much of a personality, so I got to go with the ceviche.
Shout out to Dougie.
But no, for real though, if you guys have any, because I know that there's things about like near Chula Vista in California, San Diego County, super haunted highways, man. They've got so many things, and if I had to guess, some of these apparitions, some of these hauntings could probably go all the way back to when the first missionaries were making their way up through California, because there was so much that they had done that, although the intent was good, that people could come across and say that it was torturous,
right?
And I think that there's so much sorrow and so much that's just happened to some of these people that maybe that's the reason they're there. I don't know. It's hard to say, but with the urban legends and all of those different things that go on in that area, if you're out there, guys, and you want to talk to us, let us know. It's spookystalk@gmail.com.
I love it. I got one last story.
Absolutely. We're waiting on you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So while I was growing up, I went to a junior college because it's much cheaper. Shout out to all the junior colleges out there in the world saving students money for the same credits. Macy said no. Waste all your money.
Macy says no.
Get a scholarship. Los Baños Creek Reservoir was a great hangout spot. So part of it is that you have to go past. Oh, it's just a ghost remembering hanging out at the depot. I told you.
That's my dog. Whenever we talk about ghosts and spirits and stuff, and whenever there's a shift inside of you can hear her barking in a lot of our episodes. It's kind of a trip.
Again, they know death. Okay. Back in the day, I used to hang out at the Los Baños Creek Reservoir. We called it the D-Dam. Okay. You had to go on the other side of 152 and towards past I-5 on the countryside. So, of course, the roads were a little worn down. And I remember we were stargazing and chatting it up. Sometimes we'd go down for a swim. But as the evening became later, became night, we would hear things. And so, of course, young, brave adolescents, some of us were adults, 18, 19, we'd go over and go investigate it. And we would never see anything or hear anything, but I would feel like super cold. And it was always just me. So I started just bringing a full-on coat. Okay. On one of these, I actually heard someone say my name.
No.
My full name. Middle name and all. And at that point, I grabbed my friend's hand and said, "We have to leave. Nobody look back. We have to get out of here now."
Man.
And on our way back, my friend's car had scratch marks.
No.
By the door handle.
Mm-mm. Absolutely not.
And I mean, they weren't ones you could buff out real quick or, just the dirt from the car being dirty and needing a car wash. But actual scratch marks from someone trying to open the door.
Mm-mm.
And so we stopped going for a really long time.
I wonder why.
Because we were really freaked out. But it's interesting because when we try to research it, there's just been so many people that have gone missing in that area. So we kind of just stopped hanging out there. So if you hear something, don't go try to investigate it. Just leave.
Just leave, guys.
Just leave it alone.
I mean, I said it once, I'll say it again. I am the co-founder of an Spookies Talk podcast, and if it gets two Spookies, I'm gone.
1, 2, 3, out.
You give me too much credit thinking I'm going to hit 3. It's 1, 2, out, gone. Bye-bye.
Oh, that was mine. See, I don't want you to know.
Man, I'm telling you. Well, you guys, I'm telling you, we could talk about this all night.
Yeah, we sure can.
There's so many things. My father My father was a truck driver, and he used to tell us about just crazy things that happen on the road, things like that. At work, there's a gentleman, and we'll have him on because he wants to come and talk to us. That
Sure.
He actually, when he was truck driving, he works for our maintenance department. And when he was truck driving, that he came across like an apparition of some kind. I don't know the story totally, but that he drove up to like it was a gas station, like a truck stop. And they were like, no, dude, you saw what? Like it had been reported over and over and over and over. There's just some crazy things out there. Energy is infinite, you guys, and the way that some of these roads can hold on to that, and depending on what happened, it's insane. And that's where you get all these urban legends, all these different things that happen. You know?
Yeah, but it's definitely important for us to share it.
Yeah.
Any last words that you have for us, Albert? Words of wisdom.
Well, I want to thank you guys for letting me on the show again.
Of course.
Thank you.
I totally appreciate that. And
next time, bring food.
Sure, I will. Next time I will bring food.
He's going to bring the competitive ceviche.
Nice. Oh,
Ceviche throwdown.
Throwdown.
Some of the last things, if you guys are on that road, or you guys are on 132 or whatnot, traveling at nighttime or whatnot, if you guys have seen something similar, share our story or this story that we share resonates with you guys, send us an email, send these guys an email. What was the email again?
The email is ESPOOKYSTalk, ESPOOKYSTALK
They will reply.
Let's go. We do.
We do reply.
Every time.
Every time. Matter of fact, guys, I just got some new Spookies Talk stickers.
Yeah, you gotta talk to us to get one.
You have to.
Gotta send us an email.
Well, I'm not just gonna throw them out on the ground for you guys to pick up, man. You gotta let me know what's going on.
Just out to the wind.
You know.
Okay, Pocahontas.
Well, it is that time, guys. It is that time. And I'm telling you, you guys are going to have to tune in next time for when we kind of go through and talk to a few other people about some crazy things that we've seen and experienced, and things like that. But tonight, as you go to bed and you lay down, be sure everyone to check under that bed.
Lock your closet and your mirrors.
It's a spooky time.
We out. Whew, what an episode.